Good morning. Welcome to another edition of our weekly forecast. Today we are looking at from the gold markets, Bitcoin, Great British Pound USD, which is also cable, and the Nasdaq 100, which is a technology indices. So these are the four pairs that we are going to look at. A recap of last week, okay, and from there we can actually begin to see what this week was going to be, okay, what we really think about this week. So let's look at what we talked about last week and what actually the market did. We'll start with gold pair. Okay, so last week we actually were looking at this candle, because this is a weekly chart, okay? So this is the swing high of last week, and this is the swing low of last week. And actually, the market actually behaved the same way that we said the market was going to behave. Okay, so if we go to the weekly high, this is the weekly high 5,120, and the weekly low was 4,8. I think 4,879 according to this broker. Some brokerage was 795 and stuff. That was the low. So the weekly high was actually this. Okay, let me go and I'll show you here. 120 around here, and this was the low. Okay, and last week what we talked about was that when the market opened, we expect it to actually move a little bit. Then we expect the market to come down, clear some imbalance. Imbalance is the same as fair value gap. Okay, then we expect the market to go up. So if you come to the 4-hour charts, you can see we had a big range in gold. So between the whole of last week, actually Monday through Thursday, before I started looking trade, one very good aspect of a trader is knowing when to trade or when not to trade. So when the market opened, this is what happened. Okay, then we started consolidating. Then we hit the high of the week, which is 120. Then the market started consolidating until I think somewhere around Thursday. Then we had this low. Okay, so from this low, you could start looking for the buys over here. Okay, confirmation from your buys. And you can see we spoke previously about this fair value gap. Okay, you can see it. We've talked about the fair value gap is the space between the first week and the third week of 3 consecutive candles. Okay, so yeah, so you can see we have the week here, then we have the week over here. So actually, we can actually even extend it, okay? So this is the first week, okay, and then this is the second week. Okay, so the space in between here where I'm shading, okay, that is the fair value gap. So I explained actually, okay, you look for your entry confirmation. So this is the space here. Okay, that's the second candle. You see the space in between. So the price came and filled. This time we fill it full. Sometimes price can fill half of it, then market will move up, then later come and clear the rest. Okay, so this is actually what happened, and then markets move up. Okay. So coming into this week, what am I looking for? Well, if we go, gold is still bullish. Okay, I don't actually have any change of character from the weekly or daily. Okay, because here this was a protected low, but we spoke about this swing low. We spoke about that small imbalance over here, and price tap into it, and we've moved back up. Okay. So I have no ways to change my bias. My bias still is a buy. So next week, when the market open, what I want to see is, can you see there is a very small imbalance here on the 4-hour chart? But let's go onto the 1 hour or 2 hour chart and see if we can see something clear. Okay, we have liquidity. If you come to this 1 hour, we have liquidity here. Okay, and you can see a change of character here in the 1 hour chart here. Okay, and then so what possibly can happen is, let me see on the 2 hour chart and see probably if I can have something clear here on the 2 hour chart. So price has mitigated this 1 hour demand and price is moving up. So what I want market to do when the market opens is, I expect price to keep pushing, probably come here, and then we expect some sells and then probably a pullback. Okay, a pullback into maybe this order block. Okay, mark this order block here. We have this order block here around 449 something. So then we keep on pushing up. So price can go up here, okay, into this supply, is a clear liquidity, and price will then move back into this order block. Then I will look for a buy for price to move further up higher. Okay, or if this order block fails, we expect price to also come down. You see, we have order block here, even though we have a demand mitigated, there is still some order block here. Price can still come down. Then we have a deeper pullback. Other way, what can happen if we have market clears this liquidity but fails to come down, and we have a candle closure above this level. What I would like to say is that I would like price to go up. Okay, come down and do a retest. We come down and do a retest with the candle closure, then I look for buy for price to go higher. Don't just rush and jump into the market. So this is what I think on gold. Remember, to do your own analysis, like we always say, this is the view of me and my analyst, Clinton, is for educational purpose only. You don't have to use this as a medium of financial advice to make your investment, because we are not responsible for your losses. So this is our disclaimer. This is for educational purpose. We are not charging anyone any money for this. It's just the way we see the market and what we think the market is going to do. So do your own due diligence before you act on whatever we say here. So we'll be moving on to the next. So let's look at the pound yen, what we spoke about last week and what the market actually did. So this whole candle represents what happened last week. Okay, if you remember, we talk about markets, expecting the market to come down. Okay, so this is last week's swing high and swing low. We expect we talk about last week because of we had that fair value gap, I think, on the daily or something, that we talk about expecting this price to come to fill this fair value gap here, okay, or imbalance here. So do you see, this is why I love a higher time frame, because when price came and fill this space, that is the fair value gap, you can see price tapping beautifully. Okay, so this second candle's low, that is your entry somewhere here, and this is your stop loss, and you can see price delivered as we expected. Okay, so it was really beautiful trade if you actually paid attention. Okay, you can see that there was an order block here and another fair value gap here, which I spoke about. Okay, but the first one, this is a higher time frame, so the first one was actually solid, and then price has delivered. So what do we think what is going to happen next week? If I come to the 4-hour charts, let me see. I'm not seeing anything apart from this order block, even though price is bullish. I want to see where will be the best chance that we can actually look for a trade when the market open. Okay, so this, you can see we have a change of character here. Okay, so let's look at the case study. And we had a fair value gap on the 1 hour, which has actually been mitigated, okay? And then the 1 hour created another fair value gap, okay, which has all actually been mitigated. So when the market open, I will wait for the market to set up the low, and I will be looking for buy in the pound USD, and I will be targeting this actually highs here. Okay, 1.37 there. Okay, so let's look at it in the 4 hour. Okay, you can see this high here, and actually price, if we have a very strong bullish week, I expect price to probably come to this previous supply. Okay, so this is what actually I'm expecting. I don't think I have to spend a lot of time here because this is actually straightforward. When the market opens, I will wait for a buy confirmation from the 1 hour, what I have shown you, and I expect price to keep going up. Maybe markets might try to maybe move down a little. Then from there, I'm expecting price to go up. This is be my first TP, 1.37. Then if we have a strong bullish week, I might expect price to push a little bit higher. Other than that, expect price to come here. And since this is a previous supply area, there is a high possibility that when price comes here, we are going to have a little reaction, okay, before we keep going up. So this is very simple on the GU, what I'm expecting the price to do, okay? Yeah.